is that done? Because I never see, ever see anything. And we've been doing this for months, and I've asked it to be fixed, and it's not fixed. So I'm going to be a pain in your ass, I guess. So anyways, with that being said, I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you, except Dale, because I don't care. So anyways, no, I'm just kidding. Of course, if it was for Dale, we couldn't get to do this because he does all the stuff behind the scenes I know nothing about. I never see it, apparently, but that's okay. I just sit here and look pretty, or however that resonates with you. Anyways, we are here live from the Static Planet, also known as Windsor, Ontario, also known as Facebook, also known as YouTube, also known as KGRA Digital Worldwide. Wow, that's a lot of name dropping, and that's pretty cool. I'll tell you what, though, we're going to have a heck of a show today because we're going to do some reminiscing. We're going to talk about some wonderful memories, something called the MiParacon out of the Sault Ste. Marie of Michigan. 14 years in the making, and it was bittersweet this past weekend as they wrapped up. It was the final MiParacon for them, moving on to greener pastures. A lot of memories made there, a lot of friendships made, a lot of families created, if you will. Shit, there was marriages. People met their significant others there. You know, people got married there. They really did, which is pretty incredible. Some good friend of ours, Mark and Michelle Mutzel, actually had an amazing wedding there with a star-studded wedding party. Jeff Belanger married them, which is pretty amazing in itself, along with all the other names that we could drop. And ourselves, we were lucky enough to cut our teeth there. That was our debut, doing Windsor, Ontario's own, the voice of the paranormal, the voice of the paranormal voice. What we're doing now, we were given an opportunity, and we ran with it to the best of our ability. We shook a lot of babies and kissed a lot of hands to get out there and be a part of that community, and we were welcomed with open arms. And we learned real quick how that community is. We learned real quick how wonderful it is to be a part of that, how, you know, hashtag blessed, thankful, grateful, humbling it is to be a part of that. There's so many good people involved there. Everybody, to me, is a star there. Whoever it is, whatever their spot is there, it doesn't matter to me. Anybody that we've met along this journey that we've been having, it all started at the MiParacon in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. Thank you to Tim Ellis, Brad Blair, Steve LaPlante, the Youpers, everybody that makes it work or made it work. You know, I would love to see a reunion tour of the MiParacon. I'll tell you that for sure. I would love that. I'm already pushed that. I know it just happened last weekend, but hey, a man can dream, a man can hope. We're going to have a person or two come on. Hopefully we'll get some comments in YouTube as well. Some people joining in and talking about their memories, their fondest memories of being a part of the MiParacon. And for you, Dale, I mean, I wasn't able to attend. I had other pressing matters. I've got too many irons in the fire at this point, and life also gets in the way. Unfortunately, and I wanted nothing more than to be there with you on the, aside from that, I mean, you got to bring Colby, the paranormal godson. That kid, man, he gets out there. He's all about the A to the Z, the ghosties, the UFOs, the cryptids. He don't care. He'll sit down and talk to everybody about it. Not afraid to shake a hand, introduce himself. So he's getting out there doing his thing. He's learning as well. So you got to do that. You got to experience that with your son, your oldest son. You got to go there to Sault Ste. Marie, enjoy the festivities of the last go-around, 3 days and nights of what is known as the WrestleMania of Paracons, the MiParacon. Hello there, Tina. How are you doing tonight? Thank you for joining us. That's my friend Tina. I recently met her out of Montreal. She's right into the paranormal. She's done a few things herself. I want to pick her brain a little more. Maybe we'll get her on the show up the road. Of course, the lovely Kimberly Sage. How awesome was that? Talk about, like I was saying a few minutes earlier, you develop friendships, you get bonds with people. Kimberly Sage, no different. She took the time, along with MJ Dixon, to actually, and Dale set it up again, the man of the hour, the man of the power, knows how to run all the technical gadgets to make cool things happen. They actually did a video chat and told me they missed me and said hello, sent me some love. That meant so much. So Kimberly, thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for taking a minute to do that. Of course, Jason, probably one of the biggest fans out there. if I could, I would hug that man right now and probably straddle him. He's been so loyal and so awesome to us. And I mean that in all the best ways. Seriously, Jason's out there. He's shown up. He's part of the Lunker Nation. He's doing his thing. But, man, I've never seen someone so supportive of all of us. Out of everybody that we know, and there's a lot of support. He's an Ironclad member, and his lovely wife, Amber, as well. Very supportive of the Paranormal Voice and so many others in the paranormal community. Amazing people. If, Jason, you want to, please post your website for your swag. They got some cool paranormal swag out there. He's getting things done. Man, so many good people, to say the least. I'm missing all these comments because I'm too busy chirping, and I've got my phone on a different angle. I can't see an inch in front of my face, and I can barely see myself. I don't even look like I have big ears, but I know I got big ears. I can't even tell. But anyway, Dale, how was it for you? I've chirped long enough. I've wasted. You're not going to get back these 6 minutes and 40 seconds out of your life. I'm sorry to everybody, but thank you. I had to talk about how awesome that event has been for us and a lot of good people. Go ahead, Dale.
You could talk all day long. I mean, I did enough talking for the both of us this past weekend. But needless to say, everybody that was at the MiParacon this year, stopped by the table, talked to us, stopped me in the hallway, stopped me at the bar. You know, everybody's like, "Where's Michael John?" I'm like, he's taking care of business back home. He's got some amazing things coming up. So he had to take care of business. Everybody at the MiParacon missed you. So, yeah, it was an amazing event. You wish you were there, brother. It was truly, truly fantastic. Met some amazing people, as always. Even some people that were attending the MiParacon for the first time and sadly for the last time. But, yeah, it was truly an amazing experience. The energy all weekend long was nothing but the up and up. Like everybody ran into. You just heard story after story about how many years they've been there and everything. But you know what? We are going to talk a bunch of stories. We got a couple of gentlemen backstage right now. We're going to bring these guys up, and we are going to hang out right now. Let's bring out our good friend from the podcast, 222 Pair Podcast.
Love them.
Here we go. Mr. Joe. How you doing, buddy?
I'm sorry. I thought this was YouPorn. I was waiting. And,
YouPorn? What the hell?
You guys popped up. And I couldn't see my obese midget amputee porn, you know. So, anyway.
No jelly beans, I guess. No jelly beans.
Just hang on a second, Joe, before you continue. We got one of our best friends in the whole entire world besides Joe. We love Joe and Jennifer, you guys. We've talked before, like it was because of people like you and your podcast is what really inspired me and Michael John to be able to do what we do here today, because like I said, you guys have been doing podcasting for it's got to be close to a decade by now.
Yep, 9 years.
You guys are the OGs.
The OGs.
Oh, no.
But right now, we've got to bring on a gentleman who truly inspires us each and every day. We love this guy. We consider him one of our closest brothers. Right now, let's bring on the most handsomest guy I know.
Lovely.
Well, he is lovely too. But here he is. With one hell of a haircut. It is the Mr. Tim Shaw.
Where are the midgets?
They're going to get the jelly beans. Hold on.
They're going to get the jelly beans.
Hi, guys. How you doing? Hey, Joe, what's going on, brother? It's always good to see you.
I have not seen you in 2 days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a chance, and I didn't get a chance to either bomb either one of your podcasts because it was just so insanely busy. So I didn't get a chance to say.
You will.
You know, everybody who goes to a paranormal convention that Tim Shaw is at, they always say, Tim Shaw's never at his table. Tim Shaw's never at. Well, I think this past weekend he made up for every Paracon in the last 5 years.
No, it's true. You know, Here's the bottom line. The bottom line is that I don't want to work. I don't want to work. I don't want to work. I want to go hang out, just relax. And I mean, this year, they got me at my table. They slammed me in the morning Friday. Actually, they were booking for readings. When was it? When I got in there Thursday night, I got booked. I had a full dance card that took me almost right to like 5:30 on Friday. Then Saturday, I did one in the morning, and then I just said, "Hey guys, we got to, it's kind of a crisis thing we were doing, but I got to do a panel. I don't want to, and my voice takes a hit every time, So my voice was going. I said, I want to save it for the panel. I did the panel. I said, guys, after the panel, come on up. I'll throw my dance card out. You guys can go and sign up. I had 8 people just standing there going, and I'm thinking to myself, oh crap, I can't go out and spend my money. I wanted to go out and buy stuff. I can't, I wanted to go bomb your podcast. I wanted to go and start heckling you and stuff.
Yeah, you're good at that.
But let me just tell you one thing. Michael John.
Yeah.
Michael John. Everybody's going, where's Michael John? They come up to me, go, Tim, Dale's here. Where's Michael John?
Shut up.
I said, listen, he had to go and get his ankle bracelet removed. So I don't want to go into it. I didn't want to, I said, listen, I didn't want to go into like, that you had to go and, they had to figure out why there was like a thumb on your foot. I didn't want to talk about that, but I just let him off easy.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you guys have been attending the MiParacon a lot longer than Michael John and myself. So what two better guests that we could have today than guys who can talk about the beginning of the MiParacon? I know this year was like my 10th anniversary of just like Paracon, but 3 years of just actually working it.
Mm-hmm.
So between the two of you guys, like, just talk about the early days and just how well it's grown over the past 14 years that it became the event of the century.
I was invited like 12 years ago, and I Joe, you remember when it was in the little bingo hall?
Yeah,
that little tiny bingo hall, and that was it. That was the whole Paracon, and it was amazing. And you know what? To me, what is like the greatest thing in the world is you get a chance to see all these TV people when they really weren't famous, and it was so cool to meet them and talk about projects. And I mean, you guys know I work behind, I've worked behind the camera for networks and in front of the camera for networks and stuff. But I mean, it was just so great to be able to go and see everybody and meet everybody. And listen, the only reason why I got brought up for this was I was a replacement for some mediums that did gallery that nobody liked. And the agent at the time said, hey, why don't you take a chance on this guy? He's pretty bombastic. He's pretty, he does things a little different. And they brought me in. And did I tell you how many people were at my very first gallery? One person. One person came. And as a matter of fact, her and her husband actually came to this Paracon to say goodbye. It was so great to see them. But one person. And but I mean, Joe knows, because when I'm usually running around, Joe sees me going down, around and around and around 1,000 times. But I worked the crowd pretty good. But it was great. But it's amazing to see how it just blew up and how famous it got, and how it was just like it just got so overwhelming. And I know for myself, I think the standard, the way I judge Paracons is that it's the amount of time it takes me to get from my room to eat my table. And this year, I thought an hour was going to be the peak. It was an hour and a half. It was an hour and a half. I was stopped. I was shaking hands. We were hugging everybody. Everybody. And the place is more than just a Paracon. I mean, I've done Paracons. I've done lots of them. I've been doing them for over 20 years now, and this one was without a doubt probably the one that I look forward to every year. And it wasn't because, I'm going to be honest with you, man. You know, I get invited to Paracons. I'm available and I work cheap. That's exactly what it is. And this is the one that I look forward to every single year because it was a family. It really was. And everybody treated me, just like a regular Joe. And I think what I loved about it is the fact that everybody that was there, everybody that's come over the years, except I think it was the very first year. Now we won't talk about the guy who owns the museum in Vegas, but I guess I wasn't there, but I heard not great things about it. But everybody else that has been there has been so thankful, so happy to be there, to meet everybody. I mean, shake hands, just take pictures. I mean, there really weren't anybody out there that were like hugely mercenary. So it was just great. But yeah, to see the humble beginnings that where it came from, I'll never. And the one thing I will say that Paracon was the very first time. Now I've talked, I've spoken in front of big crowds. That's the very, very first time that I ever spoke in an auditorium, a packed auditorium. And I thought I was going to go in a side room, and they took me to the auditorium. They gave me a bottle of water and a clicker. I thought I was going to poop my pants. So, I mean, it's the very first time I ever spoke to a crowd that large. So, I mean, I've got so many great memories. Joe, I talk too much. Jump in. Your turn.
Hey, I don't mind at all. No, yeah, I know we overuse the term family reunion, but it is. Like you said, just like me, I've been to hundreds of Paracons. I've been involved in them for 9 years now, and there's been times where I was doing 2 to 3 a month. And you go all over the country, but Michigan Paracon was, or still is, I should say, Michigan Paracon is the best Paracon because you not only have the Paracon, you not only have 2,000 people standing or sitting in front of you while Tim's on stage. And
I was wearing pants. Just let's clarify that. I was wearing pants.
I don't believe
that.
But
he
anyway.
had the little bike shorts on. And but anyhow,
8x10s for sale, autograph.
Good Lord. X-rated
like
show
you
here,
said,
folks.
we always say, that people ask, well, who's going to be there? And you say everybody, except for the guy that owns the museum with the haunted hair. Everybody else is there. And the thing is, okay, you meet a lot of celebrities and then you meet normals like me. And when we're having the Paracon, after the Paracon, everybody leaves. And about 10 or 15 minutes later, everybody starts showing back up to the main foyer and the bar. What's great about where it was at is the casino had 2 bars. You had live music, then you had karaoke, but everybody just congregates in the middle. And you're talking from celebrities, TV stars, people like me, just normal people that are there, or the vendors and all that are hanging out.
Joe, wait a minute. You're a rock star, kiddo. Let me just tell you. You're a rock
In my
star.
own mind.
You're a rock star, not in your mind. You are a rock star. You are equal to everybody out there. I'm going to tell you that right now because of what you do.
Hey,
absolutely. I mean, how many people got into podcasting because of you and Jennifer? I mean, you guys.
Exactly. Come on.
I mean, every Paracon I ever went to after my first Paracon in 2014, everyone I could find in Michigan, who was there? Joe and Jennifer, Paranormal 222 podcast. And I mean, you guys were everywhere. And I was like, and after talking to you guys several times, and then when me and Michael John started doing this, it was, I like I said, it was because of people like you and how nice you guys were. And I always thought, like, wow, what a dream that you guys get to talk about the paranormal all the time and have a show and have people that listen. So, I mean, you guys are definitely well known in the paranormal community, Michigan, Ohio. And I mean, I don't even know where else you guys have been across the United States, but I imagine you guys probably at one time been across the country back and forth. So you guys are well known. And you just posted the other day that you guys are in the top 3%.
Oh yeah, congratulations, Joe. Oh my God,
wow.
that's fantastic. That's awesome, dude. That
that's
awesome.
A lot of hard work, and I put all my passion into it because I love doing it.
Absolutely. Like I said, you guys are definite rock stars for sure. I mean, you guys have really inspired a lot of people to do it. And I mean, talk about following passion and doing what you're passionate about. You guys are definitely at the top of the list of you inspired a lot of people to do what they want to do.
It's a passion, you know, and it is a lot of hard work, but hey, that's what we're here for. But getting back to the Paracon, there's been so many memories and so many people that we meet, and we always say, you know, Saturday morning when people show up at the convention, it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning, but a lot of people don't show up till 10 or 11 because the party the night before, and the Saturday night party is like twice as heavy as that.
Oh my God, that's freaking insane.
Cano, we were sitting there, and Brian Cano's next to us. He comes in, and he just looks over at us, and I'm like, "Partied last night, huh?" He's like, "Oh God, yes." But just so many great people. One of my memories is we were sitting there. God, it's been about 5 years now, but I look across from us, and there's Stanton Freeman sitting there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
And I'm like, oh my God, it's Stanton Freeman. I'm fangirling out so bad.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
I look
like,
over
Joe,
at him.
I was right with you going, oh my God.
Yeah. I look over at him and I'm like, hey, Stanton, you want to record a show? And he real grumpy, you know, looks at me. When? I'm like, how about now? Okay. I'm like, in my mind, I'm going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? But the funny thing is, the next morning, after we recorded the interview and everything, it was great. I just sat there in awe and listened to him. But the next morning, we get up and, you know, we stay in the hotel, the casino hotel, which is great because you just walk up to your room if you need anything. But I go down for breakfast, and I'm walking through the breakfast hall, and Stanton Freeman comes up to me, and he says, "Where's the coffee?" I'm like, "Oh, it's right over there." And he's like, "Okay." And then come to find out, he thought I worked there. He thought I was. I'm like, "I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you." But it was so funny. But things like that, memories that we get from Michigan Paracon are ones that are special. We can never get them from any other Paracon. I mean, you guys have been to Paracons where you walk in and the only people that show up are the vendors, you know, and you think, what are we doing here? But we do get good interviews from those because there's no guests there. But Michigan Paracon, you walk in that place and there's a line out the door of over 2,000 people waiting to get into the main hall to listen to the speakers. And I remember one of the first years we were there, you could see out at the escalator and there's nobody in the vendor spaces. And then you see one person come up and then two, and it's like, here they come. And that vendor area just fills up so much.
Oh my
that was
God,
back when all they had was the upstairs room and a little room next to it.
Yep.
But since then, it has expanded to where they're using up almost the whole casino.
Yeah.
No,
you don't even know. You don't even know there's rooms inside of rooms, for God's sake. You know, it's like, wait a minute, you're where? Where are you? Oh, I'm in the closet over here at room 26. It's like, what? I remember was it last year? We didn't even know where you guys were. You're like, oh, when did you guys get here? We've been here the whole time. I remember the conversation was similar to that. And we couldn't even find you even after you told us where you were. We didn't even know where to go. I remember.
Hey, I knew where you guys were. because I told you if anybody wants to buy anything, just take the money. Don't worry about it.
Oh, we got lots of money. Lots of money. It was a good weekend. Thanks, Tim.
I just said to him, Michael John, tell him a fortune. Tell him to get lost. Take the money.
Just wing it. Just wing it. Yeah.
You know, and talking with a lot of people this weekend, and like every other year, but this weekend particularly, you know, people were going all the way back to like the very first MiParacon, and just how amazing it was. Right now, we got another fantastic guest joining us.
Oh.
Let's welcome our good friend.
Uh-huh.
Everybody, you ready for this? The biggest celebrity we've gotten on this show so far.
Ooh.
Here we go. It's Deb DeRoos.
Hi, guys. I had to break up this boys club.
Thanks for joining us.
No, we threw out the He-Man Woman Haters Club sign a long time ago.
Well, good. It's a good thing. I just, I was doing some work and in my nightgown, and you guys asked, you want to hop on, and I'm like, no, I'm not dressed. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm working right next door. I run home, I throw on a shirt, and here I am. So, but
there we go. I mean,
I gotta
so
tell
Deb,
you, I gotta tell you, very first Paracon, get in the elevator. We're going to go up in the tower. Zaffis, whom I've known for years before.
Oh boy.
He stumbles in there, grumpy. Guess who walks in right after him? Yeah, Deb. Deb was privy to the most messed up conversation ever known to man. I cannot believe that Deb still talked to me after that conversation with Zaffis, and in retrospect, I think to myself, I wouldn't talk to me after that conversation. All I could think of was, I bet you she can't wait to get off this elevator.
No, we became instant friends.
Yeah, we did.
Instant friends, and I've loved you ever since. So, something about those elevators. And I did say, I didn't make it to your gallery that year because I didn't know about it. I didn't know you until after the gallery when we were going up. And that was, Tim, if you remember, when they had the VIP dinner upstairs.
Upstairs, right.
Because there were so few vendors.
We all sat together.
Yes, we did.
That first one. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's amazing.
Well, hey, and I got to tell you something. My wife hurt her back. I flew in to Sault Ste. Marie. My wife hurt her back, was in the hospital. I was in Sault Ste. Marie for 3 hours. Had to leave, and Brad, I go to Brad and Timmy. I said, gotta go, emergency. I can't get on a flight. I gotta, there's only 2 flights going in there. I gotta go. And Brad got me, to the place, rented a car, took off. It was Deb who took over for me. So, I mean, I got, I always got to, I owe a debt of gratitude to Deb to cover my ass after that one.
Well, it was actually Deb and Axie. It took 2 to replace you.
No, it doesn't. Really. Listen, a parrot with 1 leg can replace me. Don't worry about that.
Oh my God.
We had fun. But it all worked out.
Yeah, it did.
We're all going to really miss that hangout. So I vote that every year in August, just pick a weekend, we all meet up at the Keewaydin Casino and spend a weekend having fun.
Yeah, we talked about that already.
Yeah.
That could be dangerous. I'm just going to say something. That could be dangerous. It could be, You know, we'd have to have a sex talk beforehand because we don't want any unplanned pregnancies because of the reunion. I'm just telling you that because I've heard I don't know personally, but I've heard rumors of what happens at high school reunions. Not that I've ever gone to one. So a para reunion might we don't want any pregnant Caspers running around.
Wow. And you know what, Joe Shortridge, this is all your fault. When you came into the gate today, you were bringing up that midget porn or whatever it was, and the theme is continuing on. It's your fault. Carry on.
See what you did, Joe.
I know.
And
I'm a bad example.
Didn't even get a hug from you this year.
I know.
We were both so busy, and
everybody was insanely busy.
You know it's a busy weekend when Tim Shaw can't crash your podcast.
Right. Right.
Listen.
Did you have a
Tim,
stick to keep him away?
I couldn't even like take my shoes off during that day. I was going to go and take some feet pictures. Some in action feet pictures at the Paracon.
For your OnlyFans, yeah.
I didn't even have time to do that. So
wow.
Just in case. Wait a minute. I do have.
There we go.
No.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
Just in case anybody was wondering about it,
you never know what happened on the Paranormal Voice, folks. That's for sure.
Listen,
So,
you can't
Deb,
take me anywhere.
I can't unsee that.
No.
So, Deb, if you could you tell us your very first MiParacon and what you thought of it?
Oh, it was year 2. Year 1, people tried to talk me into going, but I was always kind of a loner. I didn't do gatherings. I really didn't do teams. I was a loner, and I didn't. Unlike Tim, he does all these Paracons. I wouldn't. I refused to do them. But I got talked into going. So year 2, I went, and I love these people. I was not real pleased with walking into this big crowd, but once I walked in, I walked around for about 20 minutes. And for whatever reason, I was drawn to walk in. Of course, I loved Rosemary Ellen Guiley for years and years and years. I had read all of her books, and I was so happy because she was there. So I walked in and I went straight to her, straight to Zappos. And then I walked down the hall and I realized I was home.
Mm-hmm.
Every person there was a weirdo, like me. It wasn't, okay, she's a crazy medium who, does this ghost thing. And I was like everybody else. And so I found myself about 20 minutes later down the hall crying, just sitting in the hallway sobbing because I was home. And it was the first time in my life, really. I'm not going to tell you how old I was because I'm old.
28.
There you go.
You're only as old as you act.
So the first time in 20 years.
I'm in trouble.
I was accepted, and I've been in love with that event since that time, and went every year. And I'm sorry, my dog keeps walking around. I have wood floors, and she has sundowners. She has dementia. She's 15, and
poor baby.
At night she does a lot of pacing. So sorry.
Oh no, don't be sorry. But yeah, I mean, I going back to people talking to Brad and Tim this weekend and just telling them how amazing of a community they built. And for them to say, boy, they didn't even think they were going to make it past year 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But here they were 14 years later. The connections that people made there. Yeah, like Deb says, you spend an hour in that place and you already feel like you're home. You found your people, and it's really, I mean, it's one of those events that you could go to 50 other events around the country, and none of them truly feel the way that
Mhm.
the MiParacon made people feel, because it was so welcoming. It was such a great place, and you just can walk up to anybody and talk to them. And like I said, you walk in strangers, you leave there Sunday as family and friends and people you'll never forget.
Oh yeah. You know what was weird is a lot, I'm on the circuit when I was heavily involved in the circuit, when I was doing a lot of cons. The same people that were at, I'm talking about the old timers now. Zaffis, he's old anyway, but I can say that because he's 3 months older than me. But you know what? He is. That's the truth. I used to call him Uncle Johnny. He goes, "Don't call me Uncle Johnny. You're my same age. Damn it." And that's not exactly what he said, but I don't want to say it on TV, but all right, yeah. But it's funny because when you go to them, and even though it's the same mix, we're all still friends,
Mhm.
but you can still feel that little bit of difference.
Mhm.
It wasn't homey. It was more like, I hate to say this, it's like celebrity adoration, and people would come up to different people and, they're just like, oh my God. And it's like, it's so different. In Michigan, it was like home. I mean, people would come up. I tried, I have a man brain, so I can't remember names worth anything, but I can remember faces, and the people that have stayed in contact with me. And I remember the people that come to me, and visit with me and take the time to hang with me. And it's amazing. And I got to tell you, when I working with CBS radio, my demographics were from the tip of Michigan through Appalachia, through the Bible Belt into Florida. That was basically, I had great numbers. And I got to say, I have had, you meet lots of people here and there, but I have had more lifelong friends right now from Michigan, from that Michigan Paracon, than I've gotten from anywhere else. And that's a statement right there, because first of all, I hate people, but not only that, but it's just the idea that they purposely stay in touch with me constantly, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or dropping me a message or emails or whatever. But everybody stays in contact, and that is unique. And you know what? I think that's a reflection of the organization. And I think because and I had asked, like, that's Steve, and I'd asked Timmy, what is it about this place that really makes it feel like you're part of a family? And he says, well, he goes, it's just the way Yoopers are. It's just the way we're brought up. It's the way, we treat people. And yeah, everybody's got their problems, but we deep down, everybody kind of pulls together, and everybody really takes the time to talk, and everybody takes the time to, understand that everybody puts their socks on one foot at a time. And nobody is better than anybody else. Everybody is on an even playing field. And I started thinking about that, and I said, yeah, that's exactly what it is. I go up there, and it's like me hanging out, with my, with the AARP paranormal gang here, here in Western New York. It is exactly like that. And, and it's like Deb and I have kept in contact, and right from the beginning. And there's just so many, and again, this weekend was heart-wrenching for me, because there were so many people that I had to, that I may not see. I know we'll be in contact, but I won't see physically again. And that to me was that hurt so badly. And, I've met people from, my friend Christina from California, and people from Wisconsin and Florida and Mississippi. I may never see these people in person again. So, that's where it was so tough.
Yeah,
Michael John and I will probably share a sorted hotel room down in the Bowery one day. But, other than that,
No, but I agree with you, because we see everybody at different Paracons, but you don't see everybody together. And I can't really think of the words I'm thinking of, but it is. It's where everybody just comes, and it's not like you walk up to someone and go, "Hey, I'm Joe," or "Hey, how you doing?" You just walk up and just start talking. The circle opens up,
Yes.
and you just join the circle. And the Sunday when we're leaving the hotel and leaving the casino, it's almost like you're constantly looking back because you're thinking, did I say goodbye to that person? Did I say goodbye to
God.
him?
Oh my God. Yes.
And
oh my
you know,
God. Yes.
who knows when we're going to see each other again? Like I said, like you said, we'll see each other at different Paracons, but not all together, not as that reunion.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I just saw a comment down below from a Sarah Dragon. That was someone I met last year. There she is at the MiParacon. Her and I instantly hit it off. We resonated with being both experiencers. Deb, you know that. Everybody knows what that is, of course, I would think. But yeah, then we end up now we spoke on Facebook multiple times, not just typing, but also, a video chat, etc. So just going back to what you guys are talking about kind of triggered a couple things for me. And it's just, you make friends like that, some you connect more than others, but I mean, you're always, like Joe said, you just start talking. You're not even necessarily an introduction. It's just, hey, what's your deal? What's a crazy story you've ever had? What have you experienced? What happened to you? Oh, well, that's the stuff I love. I love hearing everybody's creepiest, freakiest, weirdest paranormal experience, of course. And that's what we do.
Michael John,
yes,
Michael John, I've got the creepiest story for you.
I know you do.
Creepiest story. And I'm going to tell it happened this year.
Yeah.
So my buddy, the Lunker, and some of our friends are going to go out and they're going to have a barbecue.
Oh, sure.
So I'm going to go and I'm going to join them later. Now, Deb they were having their healing service for Andrea Perrin and everybody else that needs it. And I was out there for a while. I knew it was going to, and I thought, oh gosh, it's getting dark. So they said, we're in the RV park. Just go and follow the path. Well, yours truly goes out the parking lot, and I'm walking, and I'm walking, and I'm walking, and I'm walking. Now it's getting dark. Now I'm seeing like little eyes looking at me from the hedgerows, and I'm walking, and I'm walking. I realize I'm going to the main road. At that point, I thought, I'm going to get killed out here. I'm going to be a statistic, and I'm going to be eaten by some kind of wild animal.
Right.
At that point, I said, that's it. And I went and I texted Frank and said, old fat guys should not be walking out here by themselves. Goodbye. I'm going back in. And I'm going to tell you what, of course I went out the wrong door, and, I didn't know where the hell I was going, but that's, you start thinking about all the stories that you hear, all the stories you experience, and that's it. Oh, excuse me.
Oh.
I mean, so this year here, I mean, we were very saddened that a lot of our friends could not join us this year due to health issues, like Andrea Perrin and Chris Fleming and Tim Reha. I mean, so
such a shame.
Deb and RJ and Rupert brought everybody out to the back parking lot like Andrea would always do, and that was the one thing that was always the highlight of the weekend, was being out in the parking lot with Andrea and watching her do her thing and bring down the Galactic family. So this year here, Deb, like I said, Deb, RJ, and Rupert, they brought everybody out into the parking lot. And I'll tell you, it was an amazing experience. I've got a little bit of the clip I'm going to show people. If people want to watch the full thing, it is over on our YouTube channel. And I believe Deb has it posted on her wall as well. We'll just watch just a few minutes of this just to give people an idea of what, if you weren't there, I'll tell you, it was spectacular.
And now I would like you to feel love in your heart. The love that you would like to share with each other today. The love that you would like to share with Andrea and with the Pete Shaylee and
Tim and Chris
and with anybody else that you know that is feeling. Please feel the love that you would like to share with them. Feel that love in your heart. Let that love spill out of your heart and fill up your body.
That was, I mean, there was like, I was trying to count the people, and it was like they were just fading off in the dark.
Yeah.
But, you know,
People
God
keep
bless.
coming in too. Did you notice?
Oh yeah. People were still coming in right in the middle, and they would just grab the hands and just keep the energy flowing. But it was like such an amazing moment. What happened out there, and Andrea was live with us, and she was there, but she wasn't there. You could just feel her energy in that parking lot. So I tell you, and that would be something that you would never be able to see or do at any other event that you were at.
True.
It's just, that's how amazing this place is, and how much people are passionate and loving and caring, and just like I said, this year. I mean, among every year, like, you go there and you just are absolutely in awe by the people that show up and show the passion and show the love for everyone. I tell people all the time, I'm going to a party and a Paracon's going to break out. So, but yeah, so Deb, thank you guys so much for putting that all together. I hope we can do that again up at the UFO Contact Convention.
Absolutely. It's in the works. It's in the works for sure. We'll do it both nights there as well.
And that blew my mind that you had Andrea on speakerphone. That was kind of heartwarming because it was different without her.
Oh yeah, I agree, Joe. I agree 100%. You know, I mean, the last time I saw her was in Toledo when we were all together, and you know, I mean, she was a ball breaker then, and she's strong, and you know, she was, you know, I mean, I love the fact that she took no prisoners, and that's why her and I really got along well. And I mean, I wholeheartedly respect her whole philosophy, and being in the paranormal as long as I have, and spiritualism and stuff, people don't do that crossover. You know, for some reason will not like look over at you know, in the UFO community or whatever, and they for some reason they don't do it. And here's Andrea that came out and really joined the two together, where people were actually coming together from both sides, and that division just melted away with her. So you know, that's why I will always love her and always appreciate her, outside of her being one tough babe that could dance, keep up with the bossa. She could keep up dancing the bossa nova with this kid. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I mean, she's just amazing. She's just an amazing person.
I mean, the first time I met her, I had no clue who she was, and she had no clue who I was or anything like that. But we just walked up, and the first thing she did was gave me a hug and told me that she loved me.
Yeah, that's her.
And
that's her.
Right then, that energy just went. And since then, you know, I always look forward to seeing her every time she's at a location.
Well, now I'm just going to tell you, you know who's going to pick up the slack.
Yep.
Deb is the heir apparent. I'm just telling you right now, Deb.
Deb, your microphone is off.
It might be a good thing. She might be.
It is. I turned it off again because my dogs are old and making all this noise.
It's okay.
Let them
Worry
go.
about
Let them go.
We're all animal lovers here, so that's all good.
Listen,
no,
I didn't know if it was Deb's dog or her knee joints. I wasn't sure.
Both, Tim. Both. I'm just probably a few months behind you. So, we're old. That's all there is to it. We creak and moan and everything else. But I will never be able to, nor would I try to fill Andrea's shoes. One thing I love about Annie is she calls me. We talk daily, but she never backs down from telling me what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing to it that she's got that whip right now. But she really, she's great.
You got to read my text. You got to read my text from her. You just shake your head and go, I love this woman.
Yeah. How do you not? And like you said, she's always been that ball breaker who she doesn't take anything. You talk negative about any of her people and she's got you.
I have never seen her get mad except a couple years ago. We're sitting in our booth and all of a sudden I heard her yelling and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Somebody spilled their whole mega pop.
Oh my God. All
on
her
books.
Yeah.
I've never heard her.
God, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was that was in that room with Dana and Greg, and I guess somebody fell over and hit a glass of pop or whatever was on her table and went everywhere.
But it destroyed all her books.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if I'm not mistaken, the Upers, they covered it. And that wow.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they didn't have to do something like that because I've had that happen to me a couple times, and I've lost probably 20, 30 books over the years where stuff has been spilled on it or whatever. And I have never had an event organizer come up and say, listen, I'll give you a couple bucks for the books. They didn't think twice about it. I remember Brad walking out with her going, we'll cover it. Don't worry about it. We'll cover it. Come on, Ann, let's go.
And that's the way they are. I mean, that's their soul. That's why this Paracon was what it was, because the people that care. And you can tell. I mean, I've been to so many Paracons where the people that are putting on don't even show up.
Oh my, yeah.
The vendors.
You're right.
The vendors are the ones that are doing it because you don't know who's running it or whatever.
Yep.
But Brad and Tim, and I don't remember the girl's name, but
Tara.
They made sure that everybody felt comfortable and felt like they're at home. Mm-hmm. They would come by, and I know Brad was super busy, but every time he walked by the table, he'd either wave or, hey, you doing okay? Or, stuff like that. No, and that's what makes a Paracon for us is if you have a Paracon, you take care of your vendors like that. I mean, that makes us want to come back for one thing, but it's just, it shows that they care.
Joe, I drove like 11, 12 hours, get to a Paracon. Mm-hmm. I had to go into the back room and get a table and chairs and set the table and chairs. So you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, dear God, and you go there and the one thing I always say, I've always said to them was the fact that, I'm just a putz from Western New York, and I can say that once in my life that I was treated like a VIP, mm-hmm. and they always did that, and it's like it was always just amazing the way how they treated me, and I thought to myself, wow, I'm just, I'm just this, halfwit, that's hanging around, causing trouble. And they always went out of their way, always. Mm-hmm. And the selection of people that they brought in, if you really notice it, they really, outside of like a couple of years, they brought in some actors and stuff from horror movies, but they always had a great balance of people. And they had that innate sense of who would really enhance the event and who could like maybe push it a little bit more to make it better. And mm-hmm. that's why it grew the way it is. This year with the crypto people, I was like in heaven. Are you kidding me? Scott Walter and everybody, I was just walking. I was walking around in tears. Why? Because everybody was packing up and I couldn't hang out with them, because I had to work, damn it.
Right.
Hey, what about Tim, the saxophone guy?
Oh my God, was he cool?
He was so cool.
He's
When I first saw that they were having him, I'm like, what the heck? Why are they having this guy? And he shows up and he was like he knew you forever. He was like, hey man, how you doing?
Oh my God. And it's funny because Lost Boys.
Mm-hmm.
I still watch that. And I don't want to tell everybody that I do have a rather extensive DVD collection and VHS collection. I don't want to go that route, but mostly pirated, of course, because I won't pay anything full price, no way. But he is like, I walked by him and I was like, first of all, I knew he was going to be there.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest with you. I was shocked to see him, and he's got the leather on. He's all oiled up.
He looks the same.
He does. I was dying. I'm going, holy crap, this guy's great.
I was sitting there. I look over at him, and I'm like, what is he doing? So I'm staring at him, and I can see him going like this. He's going, and I'm like, what? He was oiling himself up, and I'm like,
was he?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen, it looked like Michael John just before a match.
It is.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure that they can't hold on to me, baby.
Maybe that's why Michael
They
didn't
can't
show
hold
up.
me, baby. They can't hold me.
Yeah, I saw some photos of him. He that guy was shredded, man. Yeah, just like you ever skipped a beat from that movie from how long ago? He looks just as good.
Looks the same. Looks the
just
same.
as good.
Well, this old woman was doing a healing. I was in the middle of doing a healing, and I caught something out of the corner of my eye, and I looked up, and I almost fell on my client. Yeah,
that was because he had a bright red cod piece on.
Yeah.
Even I was perplumbed.
Right.
Yeah. There's a nice photo of Tim, Dustin. Who else was in that photo?
Oh, Belanger.
Yeah. But yeah, they all had a posing picture with him. Of course, Dustin had to pull out the big guns, But it is amazing, and they've always brought together the
greatest people,
greatest presenters, speakers, personalities every single time, and it's like every year me and Michael John were fortunate enough to be there for the last 3 years. But, always talking to those guys, it's like, how do you guys outdo yourselves each and every year? Just when you think there's no way they can do better, boy, just wait. And they pull it out of the hat. And the sense of knowing their crowd and the people that are going to attend says a lot about how in tune they are with what is going on in the field.
You know what? You want another great memory? Last year. So here I am, not at my table, which is across from their table.
Shocking.
And I'm walking by and I'm waving at them. And I'm walking. And I come back and they're interviewing MJ Dixon. She's a South African. She's unbelievable. She's got 2 great books out. She's really a magical person. Really a magical person. I love her. So I come over and the boys are there. And I'm like this, out of the way. I hijacked their podcast. I literally hijacked their podcast and went, okay, now MJ, let's talk about this.
I looked over. Aside.
They're like this going, keep going. Okay, I'll just take your podcast over. And then when it was over, I'll see you later. Bye. And I was gone.
Yeah. He was in and out like Sam.
No, awesome. But you know what? Those are the classic moments, and shows you just how close everybody became over all these years.
True. So true.
Like I said, it is hands down one of the greatest Paracons anybody could have ever attended. And for those that are on the side, people who are going to be watching this a little bit later on, if you had the opportunity to attend the MiParacon, you walked away from that weekend not only feeling like you became a part of something unbelievable, but you walk out of there like so much more knowledge because it was great just to sit around and talk
Oh my
to
God.
people
Yeah.
and pick people's brains, and that was the perfect place to do it. And I'll tell you, it was this year, like I said, I don't think there was a dry eye Saturday night. It was you hugged everybody, and like Tim says, you'll stay in contact through a Facebook or an Instagram or an email and the occasional text, but what are the chances you're going to hug these people ever again? Because that was the only place you saw them each and every year.
You know, it's one of those things where, you know, it's the alpha and the omega. It begins and it ends. And, you know, I have to say that, you know, as someone who officiates, you know, like funerals and wakes and that sort of thing, I understand the end and how things end and the blessings of the evolution of life and all of that. And to sit there and, you know, and I did a recap myself, I think yesterday. I don't remember even what day it is now, but I did a recap yesterday. And it was, I was like breaking up. I was tearing up because of the fact that, again, I mean, they brought me in, they went out of their way. They, you know, I always remember talking to Brad and Tim saying, listen, don't treat me as talent. I'm a team member. You want me to do something, do it. I mean, I don't know how many times they would call. They'd say, can we switch your time? Can we do it? Would you talk about this or that? I never thought twice about saying, I never said no to them. And the reason why I never said no is the fact that I felt that they were brothers. I mean, they could be, you know, they were true. They could be honest with you. I hate my family basically, but I, you know, I mean, I always consider my friends my family. And without a doubt, I mean, they were just like so wonderful to me. And, you know, at one point I went over to Timmy and we're talking, he's weeping. Oh my God. So it's like, you know, and I'm thinking about that yesterday, you know, and it's welling in my chest and, you know, and I know, you know, Brad and I talked, you know, really at length about things. And, you know, we have to understand that all things will come to an end. Other things will replace them. Some better, some worse, but all things come to an end. And what I love was the fact that, you know, I'm blessed because first of all, I met you guys. Well, Michael John, he kind of came, you know, as a package, but we'll talk about that later. But, you know, but but I mean, seriously, in all seriousness, I'm blessed that I was a part of something, just a small, minuscule, tiny part of something that was so wonderful and meant so much to people. And I mean, you know, I don't think I'll ever experience that again. But if you can experience those peak moments for such a long period of time, you've been lucky, you've been blessed, because it just does not happen in life that easily. Wow, what a way to bring down the show. I'm sorry.
I mean, you put it, you hit that nail right on the head. What they brought together and what they created was a community of people that, like you said, things do have to come to an end. And I thought, wow, at least they gave us all a heads up knowing we were walking into the last one. So this way here, we weren't all left going, well, why are they not posting about the new season or talking about the the next one?
Well, they had seriously considered last year being the last one.
Right.
And they really had talked about it. And I mean, I had heard about it, you know, And I think what happened is they wanted that goodbye. They didn't
Right.
want to leave it open. And I think that by giving us that time, it's like a wake, time to mourn, time to, come to terms with it. I think that almost, and I don't like to go into the realm of legends, but seriously, those of us who are really into what we do, who are part of these communities, who strive to be at a certain level, these are the people whom we've worked with. These are the people whom they represented, and they gave us that time to say goodbye. And I can't say thank you enough to them. And to see like Brad's son grow up.
Right.
I mean, Brad and Jennifer's son, when I first met him, he's just a little guy. Now he's like this. He's like this big football player that could like throw me over the ledge, And but it's a privilege. To me, it's the ultimate privilege that they were that close. And and of course now, we were able to say goodbye. That's all I got to say. And we could all walk away with our heads high. That was important.
Absolutely. Joe, what do you got for closing?
Oh, nothing. No, I just keep thinking about, like I was saying, when the last time you walk out of the casino and you're looking back going, did I say goodbye to them? Did I say goodbye to them? Did I say goodbye to them? Right. And it's funny because usually the last person I see is Tim Murphy, the para-whore.
Yeah.
And, as grumpy and all that as you could be, he always gives everybody hugs. But, yeah, just like Tim said, we all are going to see each other at different Paracons, but it's just not going to be the same.
Right.
And we move on. We're going to go to other shows, and maybe in a couple of years, they're going to bring it back. They said that they didn't want to do it as big, but I have a feeling, it's like,
yeah,
they may not plan it to be that big, but everybody's going to show up.
Let me tell you, I got also, but you know what the greatest thing in the world is when you get to go and you get all the underground gossip. And it was like I got all sorts of things that maybe not next year, maybe 26, 27, it'll kind of come back in some mutated form. Right. But you know what? All I can say is the five of us got a chance to be a part of like something bigger than ourselves. That's the best way I can say it.
Nice. Even the shuttle driver, because
oh my God, those are the best.
My car. The shuttle driver even said this is the best thing that happens to the city every year.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that amazing? It's amazing. When we used to get picked up, when I used to fly, because I don't fly anymore. After spending 28 hours in a men's room in the Detroit airport with Zaffis, that'll cure you right there.
What a nightmare.
I just love that guy. But the shuttle drivers were like, we just can't believe all the people that come here, and we can't believe all people. This is so much excitement, and like up there, I mean, they got the longest snowmobile thing, and they celebrate the opening, the first barges, the first freighters and all that. And this was just so off the wall, off the chain for them up there. And the amount of business that it brought in for all the merchants, it was incredible. So I personally think that'll be back. It'll be in a different form, but you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I hate leaving my basement. See this? I don't like leaving this. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't think twice about driving another 9-10 hours to go up, just to be and not even be a part of it. If I'm not even invited to be a part of it, I would still go and just hang out because Deb is there.
I mean, you got people.
We got a bond.
Canada, for God's sakes.
Yes,
yeah. So yeah, it's amazing, but it's amazing. Every shuttle driver, and the people would. How many times? I don't even know how many times that the people that were going up there. When I get out of 12 times, 11, 12 times I've been up there, I've made it to the Sioux twice with no problem. I've been stranded 4 times, You don't know how many people have texted me, messaged me. I live 20 minutes away from the terminal. Do you want me to pick you up?
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to make you pick me up early. You're planning on being there the next day. It's like, no, I don't want to do that, inconvenience you. But I don't know. I got text when I was stuck in Detroit last year. I got text from people, going, listen, how high's the water, mama? Because everything was flooded. The minute the water comes down, we'll be there. We'll be there. And
yeah.
and it's
we were going to rent a motorhome and just pick everybody up and go.
Oh, actually, a gospel bus would have been far more appropriate, with the blacked out windows, But I've been stranded in a lot of places, and especially when we're doing shoots and stuff, and I have never had any group of people ever be that great. I mean, seriously. When I was driving home, my wife hurt herself. There were people calling me every hour till 5 a.m. in the morning to make sure that I was safe. I was still going, and I mean, where else do you get that? Where else? Right. When I was sick, I had just gone through surgeries and some stuff. And I was sick. Deb remembers when I was real gray and I just finished that surgery. And I said to Timmy, can I just take a half hour? I just want to lay down for a half hour. And Timmy's like, you don't feel good? Just go lay down and then come back when you're ready. How many places do that? Nobody does that for you. Nobody. Well, Deb does because Deb is like super cool. But I mean, everybody else, nobody else will do that for you. And that's what. You
key to the room and say, just go up.
Yeah. Just go. Just go. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just like I say, the people up there were just so wonderful, and the mix of people up there were great, and it was just insane. It was just all I can say. It was just insane, and now that it's a memory, it's a great memory. Allie Cotton took all those photos, all those years.
Yeah.
I go through all my stuff. I've got all these. I got all these. USB sticks all over the place full of photos from when I used to go up, the first ones we went up there to hang out with. It's just amazing. That's all I can say. It's just amazing. And now I'm just like, I can bask in the sunlight of it, but I'm still going to go and I can't tell you the award I got. I can't tell you that. It's a private thing. And it's actually a statue of some anatomy. So but it was passed down to me. It was passed down to me. We can't say it, but I mean, where else? I mean, seriously, where else?
See why I'm here?
Yeah.
Well, listen. Even if you weren't here, I'd be good. Although I'll send Deb. I'll send you a picture.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm ready.
The award. The award. I mean, the award. Is the award. Boy, that really went south quick. Sorry.
Well, the bonus part is that in a few short weeks from now, we get MiParacon Jr. to happen, which is called the UFO Contact Convention, right there in Holt Lake, Michigan. Yep. I mean, next to the MiParacon, I honestly have to say the event that Deb, RJ, and Mike put on is a very close to the same feelings you get up at the MiParacon. Everybody, you get to hang out. You get to hang out. You get to chat. You get to have a lot of fun. You get it. It's that feel. I mean, a lot of it is all the same people. Once again, from the MiParacon, but that venue itself and Deb and RJ and Mike, they do a fantastic job. So, for those that are listening, if you haven't got your UFO Contact tickets yet, I suggest shortly after the show airs, go over there, get your nickets, because Michael John is making his debut talk at the MiParacon or at the UFO Contact Convention. So it is going to be an amazing event as always. And we're looking forward to getting up there to Holt Lake, our I would love to call that place home because it's such a beautiful place.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
What's holding you back?
Uh,
Yes, and Tim Ellis is the MC for the Michigan UFO Contact.
Yeah, he's
So
great. He's great at that.
he's amazing. He's amazing, and that voice, I can listen to that voice all forever. But
he should have a whole new career, but not about. Never mind. We're not going to go
well,
there.
he does own a radio station. What he does on the side with that, he could make a lot of money.
He is like our modern Barry White. Hey, baby.
Oh yeah.
so all we need to do is get Tim up to the UFO contact convention, and it would be another party for sure.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, you know what? Now that my schedule is a little bit different now. Hopefully next year I'll stop up. I'm looking forward to stopping up this year.
So Deb,
For sure.
what would you like to part this show with? Your thoughts, your memories.
I'm trying not to cry. I have to tell you, hearing these guys say, who did I not say goodbye to? I literally couldn't. I could not say goodbye to people because that's my family, and I have to, for my mental health, I have to keep in my mind and heart, this isn't the end. And it really, truly isn't. I know those guys. They're all amazing. They're go-getters. My dog is loud. And they will do something. Will it be exact? No, it's time for something new, and they know that.
Mm-hmm.
But, like I said, I think it was on Tim's post, I'm the Michigan Paramama. I'll hold your beer. Go for it. Those speakers know how to put on an event. They have, everybody, including myself, has learned from them. But nobody will ever be able to duplicate what they do.
Agreed.
Nor should they. Last year, Tim was saying they talked about ending last year, and Brad and I had a little heart. He said, Deb, I'm so tired. The boy is growing up and I have all this stuff going on. And I said, but Brad, if you walked away, that link is broken. So, it took all of them putting in what they put in to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
They did it. It's the best conference on this planet. We all have many memories and friends and family. I wouldn't know any of you had it not been.
It's true.
Most of my best friends I met there. You just can't say enough good about that event or what it created, the happiness, the kinship, the friendships, the acceptance. A lot of us are truly weirdos who were never really accepted because we have different beliefs and all kinds of things, and we were accepted there. You don't get that anywhere else. They created a one-of-a-kind family, truly.
Absolutely. All I can say, if it wasn't for those guys putting together such an amazing event, I would not been able to accomplish the things that I've accomplished in my life. Paranormal has always been a huge passion of mine. Never knew who to talk to, where to go. And it's because of an event like the one they put on, I was able to meet so many amazing people who I now call dear friends. And Brad and Tim and the Upers team, everybody, they bust their ass off, and they did something because they were very passionate about, and they wanted to bring a community together, and they did just that. Like, how many people would have thought about traveling to Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, just on a whim, just to check it out? It is a beautiful town. absolutely beautiful town. A lot of things go on, but a lot of people would have not gone up there. But now people probably travel up there after the Paracon and stay around after the Paracon because it is such an amazing place. And they introduced the world to their tiny little town, and we are always be grateful for all the hard work they did. They did a phenomenal job. 14 amazing Paracons. They well deserve a break to sit down and enjoy what they put together. And I just hope whatever they do, and I told Tim and Brad, whatever you guys do, it's going to be done with just as much heart and passion as you put into the MiParacon. So if those guys are listening, we appreciate you. We love you guys. Kick your feet up and enjoy the relaxation that you all deserve so much. And I can't wait to see everybody again. And I'll just, before I go, like I said, I love all you guys. I love each and every one of you guys on the panel. And I thank you so much for always being there and being a close friend.
Same.
Absolutely. I love you guys, all of you guys. And I thank them for this.
Like the saying goes, home is where the heart is. And the MiParacon, obviously for all of us, that was home. And the other Paracons, with all due respect to any of them, is an extension of the MiParacon. You know, that's where Dale and I had our first opportunity. That's where we met all of you. I can't say enough about what it's done for all of us, just as, you know, growing as individuals, but growing as friends and family. You know, we are very close, all of us here on this panel here right now. There's acquaintances, but I mean, we talk to each other, you know what I mean? Like more than just surface shit, you know, we're all deep. And I think that's an homage and a thank you to the MiParacon and Brad and Tim and Steve and the Upers and all that, because of what they created. And I'm sure there's other people out there, countless other people out there that could say the same thing. We're all saying right here, right now. You know, what a gift. Yeah. You know, what a gift they gave to so many of us. So with that, I mean, I'm forever grateful for all of you, to Brad and Tim for what they did. And it's onward and upward for them. I can't wait to see what's in store. I'm excited to see it. You know, my soul was filled with love every time, you know, the couple times I was lucky enough to be there, you know, so it is what it is. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it this year, and that's okay. The love was still extended. I had people sending me messages, you know, people were doing video chats, you know, hey, how are you? I just wanted to say hello, you know, like, come on.
I was going to say, listen, I was going to send you a message, but my phone wouldn't, wrap that far around. Somebody had to say that. Somebody had to say that. My, I love you, baby. I love you.
I love you too.
I love you, baby.
Hell yeah. You know, I do. To everybody watching tonight, I mean, again, thank you so much for who's been here the long haul. You even took a few minutes to watch us tonight. Drop a couple comments, share a little bit about their own experiences there. It means a lot. Maybe Brad and Tim and the boys will see this, and the ladies at some point. Hopefully they do, so they understand how much we and the others appreciate them, to say the very least, everything they've done, everything they've contributed to the paranormal community, and we're all excited to see what's up the road for them. With that being said, I want to say thank you to everybody from the TPV Nation. That is the creeps, the freaks, and the weirdos. That's what we all are. Without all of them, from day one to day now, we don't get to do what we do, and that's this right here, right now. We'll see you all on the other side, but in the meantime and in between time, that sounds like RJ walking around. That's not your dog. Hold on.
Oh, you speak his name, and there he is.
There he is, the
wizard
handsome man, effervescent, iridescent RJ. We love him, baby. We love him. He's got the true belt, baby. He's got the true belt. I love that guy. I love him. I love him to death.
Then he runs away.
Yeah.
Nope. I think he might be coming back. The
Uh-oh.
wizard is coming
Behold,
There is-
Shadowfax.
Oh my god.
Oh my
back.
God. We love you all. Thank you guys so much. Be safe. And for everybody that's going to be up at the UFO Contact Convention, that is September 20th and 21st, I hope you'll join us. There is going to be a lot of the Uper people are going to be up there just hanging out. Tim Ellis is going to be doing what he does best, is emceeing the event like no other. And of course, so get over there, UFO Contact Convention, get your tickets, join us. It is going to be an amazing event. And of course, Michael John will be there, folks. And Deb will personally go and grab him by his ears and drag him there if she has to. But yes, no, it is another. It is one of. It is our second favorite event in, of course, Michigan. So, guys, join us September 20th and 21st, UFO Contact Convention, hosted by Deb, RJ, and Mike. You guys, thank you so much. As Michael John always says it best. Go ahead, Mike. Do your thing.
Well, we're going to see you all on the other side, of course. But in the meantime and in between time, happy hauntings.
Happy hauntings.